that's what I'm always trying to capture in the work, is this, to bring out the spirit of the work. You know, there's one thing about the Mona Lisa that I like, and that when you look at her, you don't know whether she's going to speak, smile, cry, what. I like to bring my work to that point that they have a voice. And the hardest thing to do is to learn to stop. And there are a number of artists in this room, and I think we all have something, we all feel similar about that. Because one stroke, you can overwork a piece, and the voice is gone, the spirit's gone. I like what Salvador Dali says. He says, when a piece stops speaking to you, it's time to pass it on. It's time for it to go live somewhere else and inspire someone else. I, like you, collected before I knew that I called myself a collector, before joining really Diasporal Rhythms, which sort of cemented my collecting consciousness. I'm attracted to the life force in other artists' works. A lot of things have to come together in order for a work to me to be not static. Clearly, I don't buy skeletal work. I don't really look at skeletal work, and that's to me work that's just sort of one-dimensional. I like a canvas, if it's painted, I like it to be worked. You know, I like there to be movement, but a voice. There clearly must be a voice in the work for me. The outside, what you see, the photographs are absolutely glamorous. I did a lot of runway, which was absolutely fabulous. There's one show, a number of shows, but there was one, and I don't think they'll ever be repeated again. And matter of fact, there are two young ladies here in this audience today that were on that stage with me. The John Hancock building. At one time, it had a mezzanine when it was first built. And I think we did a Fendi show there one night where the stage was across the entire length of the building facing Michigan. So there was a double show. And the audience stood 4 feet below us, maybe 4.5 feet below us. They built a stage. So when we were working, we were actually marching and prancing in front of Michigan because our backdrop was Michigan Avenue with all the lights. So the people on the street were getting a show as the people on the inside were getting a show. That, I remember that. That was an awfully exciting time. Awfully exciting time. At least I don't want to do work that's decorative. You know, I don't want to do decorative work. There has to be a rawness, you know, a life force in the work. Because decorative work tends to have a lifespan. It's like a trend. Because trends are just that. They're like, they light and then they're gone. And you spend vast amounts of money and it's old. You know, I strive to do in my art as interior and as art, I strive to create timeless pieces that can fit any time in any situation. You know? I learned one thing: if you are very good at what you do, people are going to come for you. There can be 20 other people out there doing exactly the same thing, but exactly the same thing doesn't really have a voice. I've discovered that if I am good at what I do, I will never have to worry. So I try to put that in my work. I try to put it in everything that I do. I call it value plus. Simple, value plus. There is a value into what I bring, but I also bring something more, and that more is based on the fashion. It's based on the art. I bring all that I am to the table. You know, I am working with a client now, and a part of the great pleasure in this particular job is that we have an idea. Ordinarily, you lay out the vision, and a smart designer works backwards because you have the picture, and oftentimes I'm the one with the picture. Sometimes the client, everyone doesn't see in pictures. You know, some people see in numbers, some people see in words. You know, I see in pictures. I found that I just had to let myself be accessed, and that was sort of scary because it was an uphill climb. I was moving in waters that I knew nothing about, nothing at all, you know. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Sometimes I think we fight ourselves, but let go. Let go. I tell a friend of mine, he says, "What are you doing? You're so quiet." I'm listening. There's a moment when you just have to be still and you have to listen. It's about passion. There are no two people in this room to me that are alike. And that makes it awfully exciting to me.